I look like an actual drowned, harassed rat. And also, I'm only sitting here because it's so cold in my house. Hey guys, it's Ab. Welcome back to Book It. This is not my usual filming spot, and I do have my heated blanket on because my house is always set at like 68. I love my house cold, but we left windows open accidentally last night, so our house is like currently at like 64, and it's so cold in here. So my office, as you know, is always cold anyway, so I was like, I can't sit in here and film videos today if it's like 58 degrees. So I'm out on my couch where it's a little nicer. I have candles lit to try to bring me some warmth. I have all my warm lighting. I literally just look like I've been partying all night, and I really haven't. I don't know why. It's fine, whatever. But I have my blanket. I'm nice and warm. So we're gonna get started. So this week, or well, I guess this week in video terms, we are doing a dystopian week. So I have decided this year that I want to do like 1 week every month is going to be dedicated to a series or a like something along those lines. So we're starting off very strong. This is the Maze Runner week. Super excited for that. And then I could tell you, because I have my calendar, because now that I'm an organized girly, February we are doing, oh, I'm changing that. Hold on. I'm changing that too. Okay. Organized girly, but not all the way. So we are officially doing a, we're going to do Maze Runner. I'm going to do Divergent, Hunger Games. I'm going to do Twilight, bringing it back. And then at some point I'm going to do Harry Potter. I just don't think that's like in the near future. But I'm going to try to do that. Or I know I'm going to do like Haunting and Hunting Adeline. That's a cat and mouse duo. And then I might add like the, like one of the spin-offs or whatever. But I am saying like I'm going to try to stay for 1 week. I'm going to stay in like a certain world. And so this week is the Maze Runner week. So we're starting off very strong with the original Maze Runner by James Dashner. And I would like to say that first off, I am very biased on these books. Maze Runners, Hunger Games, Divergent, these are the reasons that I started reading. The dystopian, fantasy, society, fictional, like those whole worlds. Like, oh my god, this could never happen. But this was like literally such a nostalgic read for me because I've had it on my shelf, but we all know that I like go through my shelves literally once a year and then I decide how I'm going to read things. But I finally have it down to like I read it, I tag it, and then I make a video, or I don't. Or I make a video explaining why I didn't make a video. So I finally picked this book back up and I sat down and read it, and I was like, wow. And I remembered why I loved reading so much growing up and like being a young kid and like falling in love with these books and then trying to find other books like it. And like it was just like one of those whole like experiences where I was like, oh, like baby Savannah. So let's just jump right in. There are spoilers. There's also my opinions in them, so just be aware of that. So we start off by learning about Thomas, the newbie. He wakes up and basically he's trapped in like this box. He gets out. They're like, welcome to the Glade, Greenie. And he's trapped in like a maze with a bunch of different boys, no memories. All he remembers is like his name. And there's a routine. This is like a routine thing for them. Like every month they get one new person, they get food, they get supplies, whatever. When he wakes up and sees what's around him, he's curious about why they're there. It feels very familiar. He doesn't really know why. And then like to make things worse, the next day he wakes up, it's a girl in the box, which has never happened, and there's a note that says she's the last one ever, and that throws everybody off because like she wakes up and's like, oh my god, Thomas, and then immediately falls back to sleep. So they're like, what the hell's going on? So then we kind of like immediately from there we're like, what the hell is going on? So they end up like there's somebody that goes through what's called the changing, and he basically is like grabbing Thomas. He's like, no, I know what you did. I know what you did. Mind you, they're like the first 3 days Thomas is here. So he's like, what the hell is happening? He's very interested in the maze. He learns about different jobs around the area. They basically have everyone has a different job, and when you get there, you basically figure out what job you're going to be in. Are you going to be like a cook? Are you going to be like somebody that like plants all the like plants? Are you going to they have someone that picks up all the dead bodies? It's Great job. They have builders, they have, the runners are the big ones. So the runners are the people that run into the maze and then they go and they map it out. And Thomas really wants to be a runner, but you don't just walk in and be a runner. You have to like go through like time, you know, you have to like basically like audition, try out for it. I don't know, it's one of those weird things. And then they learn that there's these things called grievers that will like sting you. So they're basically these big mechanical robots that have like this slimy skin as well. They literally look disgusting. The movie did a great job like embodying it. But it caused them to go through the changing where they regain some of their memories, but usually don't speak about whatever they got for whatever reasons. They kind of just like let it be. Like they're just like whatever. So Thomas breaks the one rule in the Glade, which is do not go into the maze at night. At the end of the day, the maze doors close, and then the maid inside changes. And then the next day opens up, the runners go out, they run it, they map it, they come back, same thing. It's very consistent. So one day he is in the Glade and they're talking and they're walking around the door of like the maze, and Chuck is like his little buddy. He was the newest guy before Thomas got there, is talking about like what's going on, how things are, blah blah blah. And basically Thomas is like, yeah, like this is kind of wild, like crazy. And then they realize that Mino and Albie are not back yet. So they're like, well, yeah, they should have been back by now. Like, we don't know what happened. So they end up like hearing like yelling and stuff. And they see that Mino is carrying Albie, this like the run. Like he's trying to run to the gates and get there before they close. But like, he's not going to make it. He's trying, like Albie like falls. He's like trying to pick him up. Like something happened in the maze. So he's like, what the hell? So everyone else is standing there at the door like, come on, you can make it. And Thomas is like, we should send somebody out there. And they're like, no, like nobody goes in the maze. Like it's about to close. Like, no, you'll get stuck out there. No one ever survives it. So Thomas is like, yeah, F you. Run full sprint into this maze, right? And he gets there and he starts helping Albie. And then literally Mino's like, way to go, Greenie. You literally just got yourself killed. Like we were going to die, but now you're going to die too. And so basically they have this crazy night where he strings Albie up into like vines, and there's grievers everywhere and they're running, and then they learn to like dodge them. So they go to like this cliff edge, and then when the griever jumps at them, they go like this, the griever falls and then basically dies. And then we learn that Albie was actually stung by a griever that was like laying out in the open. That's why he went into the maze in the first place, because Albie was not a runner. He was like their president, something like that, like their mayor, whatever. So they end up making it through the night, which has never happened ever. No one has ever made it through the night. And they like come walking out the next day, and everyone is like, what the hell? Like, that's impossible. How'd you do it? And Mino's like, no, like guys, this guy Thomas like literally helped us survive. And so basically the next day he's like trained as a runner, and they're like, yeah, you're going to help us solve this maze. So he goes into like the maze map room, and then he realizes that the maze has been solved. It has been solved for like a year or so, but there's just no exit. Like it's just dead ends everywhere. And he's like, well, what about this? And they're like, no, like we've ran this whole thing. And Mino is like, I run my routes and I try to find something, but nothing ever changes. Like nothing doesn't change. And there is like a certain, there's a certain like pattern to like how they go. Like on Mondays, like these two sections open up. On Tuesdays, these two. So it's like a different like number correlated thing. So finally the end has begun. That's what it's called, is the end is triggered. And they only know this because the girl wakes up from the coma, and she basically like reveals that like her and Thomas have special powers. So basically when she was like in her coma, she was like talking to him in her head, and he was like, what the hell? So then he would say something and she would respond to him. And then she was like, yeah, like the end was just triggered. And he's like, what are you talking about? But she like wakes up and she's like, yeah, we got powers. Cause like Teresa, I'm not gonna lie, my personal opinion, Teresa sucks this entire series. I hate Teresa. This is a Teresa hate page. We don't stand her. Ever. Anywho, they basically have to find a way to get out, because like the next day the gates of the maze stay open overnight, And the plan, they like realize like grievers come and they take one person a day until basically they're all dead. So they have to like get out now. So they have to take a chance and go into the maze and try to find a way out. They go in, they realize that they have to go to like a special door and use like a special code. And the code is from the map room from back then. A lot of people stay in the, like, they stay at the hub in the Greenies. Because they just were like, I don't want to make it. Because they literally said, we're going to make a run for it because we don't want to die. And if you want to stay here, you're more than welcome to stay here. But, like, you will die if you stay here. Like, there's a chance we're going to die out there, but you will die if you stay here. And there's some people are like, I'm going to stay here. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not going. And they're like, okay, whatever. Live, laugh, love. Bye. So take off, and they go to the maze, and they find a special door, which is actually where the grievers come from. And they realize that if they go to where the grievers come from, that they are probably able to get in. So once they like get there, they realize it's a lot harder because the minute they start getting close to the door, grievers start coming out to like attack them, right? And they're like, oh my God, like this is crazy. They punch in the code. Chuck and Teresa are doing that while like Thomas is kind of fighting them off with everybody else. There's like this little like hole, they like jump through it and like they're out and about. They get back to the, like, they walk into, like, this lab that's looked like it's kind of been, like, you know, destroyed. And they're like, what the hell happened here? Like, who's the creator? Like, where are the people that, like, sent us in? Like, where are they at? And basically, they, like, have, like, a hologram, and they see, like, someone that's like, hi, welcome to Wicked. We are Wicked. We are super good. Wicked stands for the World and Catastrophe Kill Zone Experimental Department. And then the real question is like, are they out? Are they free? Who really knows? And then this is when they see Gally, and Gally tries to shoot and kill Thomas because he still doesn't like Thomas. And Chuck jumps in front, and then Chuck does die. And it's really, really sad. Like, that part of the book is, like, really heartbreaking. Like, when Chuck dies, like, God, that hurts me. I think I have it bookmarked. Oh, no. Okay, cool. No, but he dies, and that's really sad. And everyone's really sad. And then they're, like, hanging out in this place, and they're like, what the hell? And then immediately a bus of people comes, and they're like, we're here to save you from Wicked. Get on the bus. So they all get on this bus because they have no idea what's going on. And yeah, so then that's where it kind of ends, of like they're being taken to like a safe place. But the crazy thing is Wicked comes and takes them. Yeah, it's weird. The problem is they don't really know who is good and who is bad. Like, that's just something that, like, it's really hard to do. And then we do learn at the very end, there's a memo sent by Ava Page, the chancellor. We hate her. She talks about Group A and Group B. So Group A is obviously, like, Thomas and the boys. And she's like, yeah, they, like, did everything. Remember that, like, Wicked is good. We are indeed good. We're here to save and preserve humanity at no cost. Please respond with your own reactions. The subjects will be allowed one full night's sleep before stage 2 implementation. At this time, we allow ourselves to feel hopeful. Group B's trial results were also most extraordinary. I need time to process the data, but we can touch on that in the morning until tomorrow then. And then you realize, like, there's actually, like, another group that did this as well. Yeah, so this book has so many different puzzles, and there's little things here and there, and overall, it's like there is something bigger going on, but they only give you, like, glimpses here and there, so it's really, like, you have to just try to notice it, and there's, like, so many little things that you, like, have to try to remember all of it, and it can be really, really hard. I think that there's a lot of people who hate this book. And I understand that if it's, like, your first time reading it and you, like, as a kid when I first read this, I didn't, like, catch everything little. I caught, like, the big things. Like, oh, big knees. Oh, people die. as an adult, I'm reading through and I'm like, wow, did you see, like, the way that this is set up, And now that I've read the whole series, like, I have all the books, like, I've read them all. Like, I know what's happening. I read the prequel. I've read the novella. Like, I read the Kill Order, this was a prequel. This was a prequel to The Virus, and then this is the prequel for Thomas. So, like, I've read both of those. I even have the novella that was released. Like, I've read the books, and I think that makes it easier for me to understand them just because I've read them. But no, I like this. I understand how it, like, it's fast paced, it draws you in. I literally read this book back in 2011, 2012. This was a moment I remember. The storyline is like, you forget how much you forget the small things like that make the book worth it, because like the movie is really good and the movie does play on a lot of things, but like it doesn't show everything because you can't get everything in a movie. Same with any movie ever. You can get a lot of the like big concepts, but there's so many little things in here that you don't get. The only thing I wish this book had more of is my husband, which is Newt. I loved Newt since before like he was casted in the movie, and then they casted my boy Thomas Brody Sangster, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. But Newt is literally like, he's such a smart ass, and I love that for him. But no, overall this book is a 5 out of 5. I am very biased with this book though, so I get it. But no, this is the first of the Maze Runner week, so I'm super excited. I'm probably going to film the rest of the videos probably sitting right here in my warm, because I'm finally, like, my blanket's finally heating up. I'm finally feeling warmth again. I can feel my toes again. But yeah, no, I'm very, very excited for Maze Runner week. I'm very excited to be doing this as like a whole thing. But yeah, that's it for now. So yeah, Maze Runner. Also, this is our first, I'm like 98% sure this is our first 5 of 5 of the year. Yeah, it is. Let's go. Yeah, first 5 out of 5 of 2024 is the Maze Runner book. Hearts. Make sure you follow me on Goodreads, and like, because I'm going to post all this stuff there, so this is going to come out before, you know, the rest of the books. But super, super excited for that. I think that's it, to be honest. I don't think I have anything else of the day. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps you out so much more than it helps you out. You don't even know. And until next time, bye.